Hey guys, welcome back. This is Mike Fitzpatrick with our team, Your Dream. And if you remember, in January, we did a 30-day challenge to make a buyer a stronger buyer going into the spring market, and also the seller to make their listing the competition and not trying to beat the competition. And each day was a minor task, all you had to do. But once you completed all 30, you were going to be the top person going into that market. Okay, so one thing that after I guess like the 25th day, people wanted to get these videos sent to them, and we did it by Facebook Live. So it was hard recording it, putting it all together because of the noise, the locations where I was at. It was always different. So right now we're in Keller Williams, Northeast Philadelphia, at a recording studio, and we're going to separate. So if you're used to watching the daily videos, we're separating them from the buyers and the sellers. So you're going to have strictly buyers and then you're going to have strictly one for sellers. But it's going to be 5 shows with 6 different segments in there. So you're going to get your total 30 days out of it. All right. So let's jump into the seller side for today. All right, so we're going to recap from day one. Okay, so if you're thinking about selling your house, whether it's now, sometime in the future, these are the 30 steps that you want to take to become the competition and not trying to beat the competition. Why is that important? Top dollar. You don't have to beat somebody out. You don't have to compare yourself to somebody else property wise. And number two, you're going to get a stronger offer. And the strongest offer you want is basically when you sign that contract, the next time you want to sign is that settlement. You don't have to worry about inspections. You don't have to worry about appraisals and stuff like that. All right. So, but it all depends on what you want out of the deal. So these 30 tasks may not all be for you, but they're very important. So the first thing you want to do is to validate the mindset. Okay. Why? Okay. What made you decide today to want to sell and move somewhere else? Okay. What was the deciding factor? So when you woke up, whether you're talking to your spouse, your loved one, or it's just yourself, what changed? Why do you want to go somewhere else? So, and one of the things I also tell everyone is to create a journal throughout this whole process, because sometimes it's going to be smooth, but sometimes you're going to have a couple roadblocks, but it's always good to go back, like when you're making that decision to change something or do something. So keep a journal. So the first thing you want to put in there for day one is, why am I selling and why is that important? Okay. The second thing you want to do is, what don't you like about your house now? Okay, so when you moved in your house, I want you to think about everything that you liked, whether it was the area, how it was secluded, school districts, and now whether it's 5, 10, 15, 20 years later, what don't you like about your house? Well, Mike, I bought it because of the school districts, but my kids are all out and the taxes are $10,000. Okay, it's not attractive anymore because you're a different lifestyle. So you have to figure out why, what about this house is now less appealing to you. The reason for this, again, is the mindset, because you now have to picture what type of buyer is going to buy this house. So whether you're selling a first-time home buyer's house and you want to upgrade, well, then your primary target is going to be first-time home buyers. Okay, so you have to make it ready for them. You have to make it appealing for them, attractive to them. Okay. Third thing is area. Okay. Why would somebody want to move into my area? Consider proximity to schools, shopping, HOA, 55 and older communities, all that good stuff. Why today is somebody going to move into my area? And is it desirable? How does it compare to all the other neighborhoods in the area? Okay. Again, this is going to set mindset. This is going to set realistic goals for when you list the property. Okay. Day 4, time frame. When is this going to happen? When will you put it on the market? When is a good time? So you have to figure out when this is going to happen. Whether it's a both side transaction, whether you're retiring, whether you're upgrading, when do you have to be there? Mike, I have to be there before the new school system starts. So there's a time frame there. Am I relocating, or do I have all the time in the world? So day 5 is going to be the financial end of it. You have to figure out what I'm going to do with this money. So the typical seller that comes to me is like, Mike, I'm going to make $200,000 on my property. I want to put 20% down because it's going to reduce the PMI. Okay, that's a good train of thought. But let's look at other financial. Maybe if we only put 5% down on that mortgage, yeah, your payment's going to be a little higher. But guess what you can do now? You can pay off all that bad debt. Now, when I say bad debt, I meant like unsecure, that you're not benefiting from it. So let's say you have credit cards. Let's say you have a student loan. Let's say you have a HELOC or anything like that. But guess what? You're paying a higher interest rate. Usually on these credit cards and stuff like that, they have like an 18, 19% interest rate on them. Your mortgage right now in this market, it's like 6.5, maybe 6.2. So it wouldn't kill me to maybe put less down and have a higher mortgage payment. But if I calculated what my monthly payment would be on those unsecured debt, credit card, student loan, HELOC, let's say that average $5,000 a month. Well, if I pay all that off with that 15% that I'm not putting down, I'm debt free. I have there's no expense. So I'm actually 5,000 ahead of the game. So every month when I allocated money for my bills, now I have 5,000 that I can put in that bank. But I can take some of that money and pay the increase on that mortgage payment. Okay. And then when you get to 20%, or when it refinance, or when the rate's lower in about 4 or 5 years, even more, hey, that's a benefit for you. Now you can refinance, keep that house, and still be debt free. All right. And the sixth part is showing them what your house is worth, including payoffs and closing costs, and how much you really need to buy a house. Take the expenses and subtract the value to see how much you're going to need to put on a house. And this makes sense too, because when we were looking at the financial end of it, we were looking at how many expenses we have. We're going to calculate that. What is the payoff? How do we get rid of all that? And then we look at what's the average sales price that we're going to sell for. We do a closing cost sheet. And at the end of the day, yeah, your payment may be a little higher. Not much, maybe $150, $200 extra. But you know what? That 5,000 went away. So that might be a benefit for you. But then you may not, hey, Mike, I don't have any debt, or my interest rates are low. I'd rather put my 20% down and not have the PMI. The point is you have options. All right, again, thank you for the first segment for the sellers, how to be a strong seller going into the spring market. Stay tuned for the second one. Again, this is Mike Fitzpatrick with Our Team, Your Dream. If you have any questions in regards to anything real estate, mortgage, or title, please give us a call at 267-549-2505. Thank you.